I had to make up for the last time
Yeah.
where I did a little
Yeah.
baby clap.
You did. You did.
Do a manly clap.
It's fine. I mean, you're just telling us or showing us who you are.
Yeah, show don't tell. That's an essence of storytelling,
This is
and
true. Yeah.
we are nothing if not storytellers.
Like storied, like having a storied past. Like, yeah.
Speaking of storied past, right before you got here, I was browsing through the X like this. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
And for the immediate, I'm okay with this. For the long term, I don't know. The president has been talking about federalizing DC because of the insane level of crime.
Yeah, because
and
big balls got attacked defending a woman.
Yes,
big balls.
Yeah, lived up to the name. I think it was like 8 dudes or something.
Yeah, crazy.
Versus Big Balls.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
he's still standing. So anyway, but that's anecdotal to.
Right.
I believe the crime rate is like like 30% higher than a lot of third world countries. It's pretty bad.
Insane.
So anyway, the president had released one of his "Thank you for your attention in this matter" tweets or truths.
Always fun.
That he will be holding a press conference on Monday to
discuss,
to make safe the city, essentially.
Make safe the city.
So
I will not leave our southern defenses. So
when you have pro, or I should say anti-crime people in charge, that's a good thing. But long term, what would this mean for the district?
And as we know, measures that have been used to help things give power to the government to make things worse.
Right. So it's one of those things where...
In the Patriot Act, read it.
So, the immediate side is, hey, this is great. Maybe I can go to a museum again. I haven't been able to go to D.C. for a while because it's really been that bad. The main ways when you live outside of D.C., you go in by the metro, which is unsafe on the weekends. It's more okay during like commuting hours because there's just so many people. It's kind of hard to do crime. But yeah, when you're in the weekends or the evenings, which is when working people would go and bring their children, or you take your car and you park in a parking garage and you're walking through the city through parts that may not necessarily be safe.
Yeah, it's not as weird as Baltimore because there are whole chunks of DC that are safe. There are not whole chunks of Baltimore that are safe, but it is illegal to carry a firearm in D.C. So if you have the Schmeel-Schmeary that allows you to perform your Second Amendment right, if you go into D.C., you're committing a felony. There is no way around that.
Yeah, and what was interesting, because all the Twitter experts or experts come out anytime someone says anything. One thing I did learn is that the plan for DC was never to be inhabited by the population. It was supposed to be
basically a bunch of federal offices, maybe at the time with some apartments, just because you're traveling from Massachusetts, you're traveling from the Carolinas, you need a temporary residence and a staff to help.
Sure, but it wasn't supposed to be populated like the rest of the cities in the nation. So. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of evicting people from where they live, rich or poor.
Millions of people, or at least hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, and there are some beautiful neighborhoods in D.C. I mean, watch A Few Good Men when they're...
Georgetown.
Yeah, walking through Georgetown, and it's like, it's picturesque. It's in the fall. I was just watching A Few Good Men, or at least the first half of it the other night.
You made an excellent choice.
It's one of my favorite films. I absolutely love it.
So you're talking about what you saw on X this morning. I was on the wee hours last night, and I don't know if you saw the actual, non-comical, the actual tragedy that struck America last night.
Oh, yes, the passing of
Jim Lovell.
Yes. Tom Hanks.
Yes, Tom Hanks
from Apollo 13.
Jim Lovell in Apollo 13, the fictionalized retelling of the actual events of Apollo 13. Growing up, when we grew up, Apollo 13 was a huge movie.
Huge. I cannot emphasize how huge.
Our parents were very young during the Apollo missions, so, if you were alive at the time, it was very... Formative. It was one of those things that literally the entire world watched, particularly Apollos 11 and 13. One of the things I love about Jim Lovell is on the Apollo 8 mission, he and the crew read Genesis.
Oh.
So they each took a chunk of Genesis 1, the creation of Earth, and I believe Lovell had the middle part verses 5 through 8. I think is what he did.
Okay.
And then the captain, whose name I'm blanking on, closed it off with and the Lord looked on His creation and called it good, and then they wished everyone on the good earth a Merry Christmas or a good night. So I don't remember exactly.
And from the crew of Apollo 8, we close with good night, good luck, a Merry Christmas, and God bless all of you on the good earth.
So there's a lot of men of faith who went up to the moon. Famously, Buzz Aldrin took communion on the moon.
Wow.
So he was an elder in the Presbyterian Church. So
yeah, I you got to have faith to go out there, man.
Dude,
because
it's like where literally the thing you're in is the only thing you can live in.
Yeah.
You leave that thing.
What I love living on is a planet.
A planet.
It's awesome.
It's almost like it was purpose built for me.
Right. Not an environment where literally everything is meant to kill you, and you have to be in a little pod just to stay alive.
Yeah, so I mean, we last episode we were mourning the passing of the Hulkster.
Yeah.
And today we are mourning the passing of Mr. Lovell.
We are, and to stay on theme with films and mourning those who have lost, we talked about this a few episodes ago. I have obtained it.
The dirtier work.
The dirty
work, whatever edition.
Yes, for you to lend. I watched it last night. It's great. We'll go ahead and put it up on a little stand here.
I'm most happy because I was, I think, again on X, and someone was like, if you could, bring back one dead celebrity, who would it be? And like, I don't even have to think. I'd bring back Norm.
Yeah, but you know who else is in this? It's Chris Farley.
Oh, Farley is in it,
and he's passed. Bob Saget.
Saget
was the director,
passed,
and he's passed. Yeah, but it was. I watched the documentary for those that remain, talking about their experiences, and even people that just had bit parts talking about it. And this is one of those movies where it isn't laugh out loud funny, but you have some of the funniest people, like one of the writers, Fred Wolf. You'll recognize from Saturday Night Live. He was a head writer. I think I have that name right.
I'm pretty sure it's Fred Wolf. Yeah, I think he was also on the writing team for Tommy Boy and
Joe Dirt, and
a lot of the SNL cast movies. Like, he was an SNL staff writer. I don't remember if he was head writer or not, because he was also there when Downey was there, and Downey was head writer for a long time.
He was also in this, and has some great Downey moments.
Downey's best film moment, to my memory, is his moment in Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, yeah. We're all dumber
for listening. Yeah.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, that was just the most Downey moment.
It is, but he was talking because he's actually interviewed in this, and he's wearing an eye patch, and the whole time I wonder, is he wearing that because he needs it, or is he wearing it to be Jim Downey? I would
actually go 60-40 on that. 60% chance he does not need it. He's just.
But there was even some gauze up here
it's
too.
Entirely possible.
Yeah,
that he just. I mean,
but it's so funny because he was talking about his acting style, and that he says, I am. For my comedy, I am room temperature.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in here where he has to go big, and that's where the homeless guys go in to create a diversion.
Oh, right.
But he's like, that's not me, that's Farley.
Right.
But they were just showing the example, and of course you see it in the film itself, of how he performs his comedy. And there's just something about the way, there's like this wry smile every time he's talking, and it just kind of pulls you in. But yeah, and then you have cameos from Chevy Chase, from Don Rickles.
Oh, I forgot Rickles was in it.
Yeah, and
isn't Artie
Lang?
Artie Lang,
yeah,
in it? Yeah.
And this is, I guess, pre-drugs and post. What I did not realize is he was on Mad TV.
Yes, yes, he
was lost in my memory. Yeah. I completely
he was
kind
of like their Farley.
Because I think of Will Sasso when I think of Mad TV.
When I think of the big guy on Mad TV, I definitely go Will Sasso. Yeah.
But yeah, just Sandler plays Satan in a hallucination. I can speak well.
You talk gooder.
I do talk so gooder. But highly recommend the dirtier cut. Puts the jokes back in that we know were taken, plus a few extras that were clearly too edgy to be a PG-13. They could be PG-13 now, but it was more bringing in the SNL audience.
Okay, yeah.
Because you can't bring the kids for some of the scenes.
Yeah,
but
that's
some of the cuts, they tell you in the opening when you watch it that we did our best to minimize the jumps in the cuts, because they have what was in the final cut and then a jump to extend the scene and then a jump back.
Right, yeah.
You notice the jump a little bit. There's a slight reduction in visual and audio quality.
Right, because you were saying the audio was captured off of like
of VHS. Yeah. So they did a really good job. If you had no idea that this was what had happened, you would be like, what was, nothing, everything's fine.
Yeah,
like
right.
it would just be a moment
like
here
a
and there.
moment of just, yeah.
But yeah, it's great. The joke, the only joke that made me actually laugh out loud, because I hadn't watched this in a few years, it's just so Norm, when he's talking to the love interest in the movie. This is after he had gotten into a bar fight, and she was like, isn't it kind of childish for grown men to get in a fight? And he's like, yeah, you see that movie Kickboxer? They're grown men and they're fighting.
Yeah, childish, that Van Damme.
So it was so dumb, but
Yeah.
that's Norm. It's
Yeah.
just those perfect lines that just get you. So yeah, you must take it home. You must watch the documentary is on the theatrical cut disc, and then watch the extended.
I've got stuff I will be doing this week then.
And before you do that, let's roll credits.
I used to be with it. Then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
We're both pretty tired today. It's
It's just been that kind of week.
It has.
I was, since we last filmed, right? I was unwell for about 10 days. I've been well for a handful of days, but yeah, I haven't really caught back up to normal.
Though you, the audience, may not realize this, because not the previous episode, but the one before, Dave does all the editing. Less B-roll. He felt badly about it.
Yeah,
so
I was unwell while I was editing that one,
and still unwell while you did the
but I had to
previous
make up for it,
episode.
yeah.
But if you notice, that might be the most B-roll.
The sneezer, backache, headache, and depressed woman touching a wall. Why is she touching the wall? I don't know. That's what depressed people do, right? Don't judge the B-roll. We got that B-roll.
It was great. I watched through before we published just to make sure.
Yeah, you always want a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, there's been a couple of times Premiere will mess something up and there'll be a blank spot.
Yeah.
And so that's my task, is to be entertained again by you and me, and also check for any potential
it is
errors.
kind of bizarre, because usually there's because of our schedule, there's about a 1 week gap from the day that we hit stop to the day I load up the editor. So I have like a whole week to forget that we were amusing.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, and my wife will tell me, she's like, "Oh, I watched your podcast. What did you guys talk about in Problems with People?" I was like, "That was like a month ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember."
Right, yeah. This is why we want to eventually have a live show, because then
Right, we can be
we'll
more
actually
current
be more
with
current.
everything.
Like, yeah,
but
as we're talking about Jim Lovell passing, this episode is going to be 4 weeks after he passed. Or
Right.
something like that.
Something
So
silly like
it's,
that.
Yeah, it would be nice to be able to be a little more topical, but
it would, but hey,
we work with our limitations, and yeah, we're still having a blast.
we are, and hopefully you guys are
And we
entertained
do a lot of
by us.
things that are timeless, such as The Simpsons.
Yeah, so let's
roll it.
do the thing.
Who is it, Firebrand Smithers?
One of the carbon blobs from Sector 7G.
This is our first Lisa-centric episode. This is
It is.
Moaning Lisa.
It is. This is very much into her psyche, which is pure nihilism in season 1. It's amazing. I'm pulling up my notes. So, yeah, immediately we just have Homer looking for his lost keys,
Yeah.
and Bart kind of trolling him the whole time.
I love the whole
hotter, colder.
hotter, colder.
Yeah.
So he's like, warmer. Oh,
Nice.
colder, colder. He's like,
Don't know where
Bart,
my
do you know
keys
where
are.
my
You're
keys are? He's like,
talking
no,
about
I'm just
your
talking about your food. 'Cause
He's eating Homer's
his
breakfast in front of him.
oatmeal, I guess.
Meanwhile, Lisa just looks so dejected, like none of this is even worth existing to experience.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, she's, I guess, overall just... I mean, she is the misfit in her family.
yeah.
When you think about it, like, Bart and Homer are both just kind of doofuses, and then Marge, as we dive into in this episode,
Marge
kind
has
of,
some depth here.
She does, but she puts on a face, but inside she's dealing with a lot, which is kind of interesting for a cartoon, especially this is still late 80s.
Late 80s. We had just the first real nihilistic moment of the episode when Marge had only 2 cupcakes and there were 3 of them.
Right.
And they're like, oh no, what's going to... And then Lisa said, and I had to write it down, a simple cupcake would bring me no pleasure. I don't know, like... Is that like the most emo thing I've ever heard, or the second most emo thing I've ever heard?
It's a good song title for a mid to late 90s emo band.
It would be, yeah. So yeah, we get kind of a not quite a montage, but a series of clips of Lisa like vamping, playing like really good jazz blues saxophone while they're playing My Country's His of Thee.
Right.
Like she's actually just nailing it on the saxophone, the only student in the class who is.
Right.
And is told to,
yeah,
tamp it down, like that's not what we're doing here. And then it cuts to the lunchroom, and then talking about eating their food like cattle chewing cud, waiting for the inevitable. Yeah, it's very very dark.
It is, and after this, we kind of cut to our subplot, which is Bart versus Homer in video
the
boxing.
boxing video game. Yeah, which is just great because he's what was it that he so destroys him. I think it was like 47 or 48-0.
Right,
like,
Bart destroying Homer.
Yeah, and in seconds, and just gloating, and Homer's like, must you do this every time?
Yeah, and so with those two plots going, Marge is kind of fretting over the state of Lisa, and Homer, being the oblivious oaf, is more fretting over the fact that he can't beat the boy in the boxing game.
So they Lisa gets her first, I guess, right? I mean, it's not a report card. It's not a demerit.
It was a note from the principal. And we think it's for Bart.
For Bart. And
he's like, Bart's like, whatever it is, no one saw me. They can't prove it.
And then I love it because like they're like, Lisa, go take a hot bath, whatever, and like just punish Bart anyway. like just go with what you know.
Yep.
They make Bart vacuum, and then he like vacuums up a deck of playing cards and other Bart style stuff.
I'll do it, but there'll be consequences.
Right. Then you get Marge and Homer fitfully sleeping, and Homer's dreaming about the boxing while Marge is dreaming about.
This is where we get the Marge depth. This is her mother telling her
so to put on a happy face.
So it's little Marge in the kitchen with her mother and saying basically you need to smile so people know what a great mother you have.
Yes, exactly. That's the first one. We get a second one, but the first one all about like you need to make me look good. Like that's your job as a child. Like that's
deep
that's
and
like
scary
so
in
abusive.
A way. Yeah.
Like, but what I love the only like real laugh out loud moment for me in this episode was Homer screaming awake.
Yeah. Right back to sleep. Yep. That's about how long it takes for a man to wake up from abject terror, assess the situation, see everything's fine, and go back to sleep. Yeah, about 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah, and then he and Marge have a conversation, and he's like, kind of the worst moment as for him as a young man was realizing he could beat his father at everything,
and he's like,
now the boy has that for me at age 8.
Right. Well, I think he said he could start doing it at age 4 or 5. I don't know. The clip will tell the tale.
The day of my life is when I realized I could beat my dad at most things. And Bart experienced that at the age of 4.
Another good moment as they're kind of talking about Lisa's problems is that it has to do with her becoming a woman, and Homer's like, oh, that's some sort of underwear thing. Really, Homer?
So
becoming a woman is an underwear thing.
So while all this is happening, I believe this is when Lisa has snuck out of the house because she hears some saxophone off in the distance. She does hear saxophone,
and we're introduced to Bleeding Gums Murphy, who is a staple of the show. James Earl Jones does the voice. Which has a great gag in several seasons from now.
Yes, it does.
But yeah.
Bell Atlantic.
Simba. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great gimmick. Or great gag.
Yeah, so she hears saxophone off in the distance, sneaks out of the house, and
goes
walks
through
to where
sketchy back alleys as a little... I guess she's 8. I think Bart's 10 or 12. But yeah, like...
Yeah, but it was... props to the sound department and the animation department, because we're kind of from this top-down view looking through this grimy part of Springfield, and we just hear the tick-tack, tick-tack of her walking down the alleys, and it was a little surreal.
And very, like, with the mournful jazz or blues saxophone, it was just very moody, very, like, almost film noir.
Yeah. The whole time I was like, this is not a comedic episode of The Simpsons.
No,
there's some jokes sprinkled in.
Yeah, but this is really introducing you to some of the heart and soul. Also, I didn't really, because I watched the episode yesterday, I didn't have the time to do some research, but I was wondering, like, with the visuals, like, the full blue moon, like, I wasn't sure if that was, like, a reference to something else. Like, there was a lot of really strong imagery that I was like, okay, I bet, like they did with Bart the General, pulling from Full Metal Jacket and Patton, I'm wondering if they were pulling from famous film noir or maybe famous jazz.
We could search engine it and see if there's
we'll have to we'll put some stuff up if we
remember, because again, it'll be
in the edit I'll be listening to this and be like, I have to look at
that. Like, great Dave.
Thanks
Dave, for giving
You're welcome,
Dave
future Dave. Stop flirting with my wife, future Dave. She's my wife.
Hello, John.
Yeah. Then we get the second prank phone call of the show, establishing that this is a recurring bit.
Well, we jumped ahead because when Lisa meets up with Bleeding Gums, they do jam together.
They do jam, and we find out he's called Bleeding Gums because he's never been to the dentist.
Yep.
You ever go to the dentist? Yep. Not me.
Maybe I should start sometime.
Maybe you should.
But yeah, it's really good. I mean, I like jazz in the sense that if it's on or playing in a movie or show, I'm like, man, I really like this. But I don't necessarily put jazz on when I'm driving.
No,
or at home.
I don't either. I had a roommate who was a phenomenal jazz guitar player and played in a jazz trio, and I would go watch,
I remember when they played at when we used to go to Ram's Head.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Just phenomenal music, and it's very pleasant.
It is.
It's technical. It's very good music. You have to be kind of a monster at your instrument to be good at jazz.
Yes, you do. And it's one of those things I've always like romanticized, that around the house when nothing else is, like, we're not watching TV or whatever, just have jazz playing in the background, because it's calming, it's peaceful, and it's really fun to listen to.
You're not stupid. Yeah. Jazz is stupid.
You're not stupid. Jazz is stupid.
Jazz is stupid. I mean, just play the right notes.
Just play the right notes.
So yeah, then Bart makes his prank phone call, and it's Jock Strap.
Yes.
So yeah, just still harassing poor Mo.
It's still not Moe's Tavern as we know it for the duration of the show. It still has these saloon doors, but I think there's more stuff in there than the last time we saw Moe's Tavern. So I think they're still developing what that's going to be.
Right.
And I think we see in this one some of the side characters that stay at the bar permanently.
I think we do.
But so I just take these mental notes of things that are just not quite right.
Still waiting for the pawn shop guy to come back, friend.
Well, sir, I'll be back in the next episode.
So now Homer goes to the local arcade.
Yes.
Sees a young man who has beaten everything with just one quarter.
Did you see the visual gag though as he was going over to the video boxing?
Didn't catch it.
Behind him, one of the arcade machines was "Eat My Shorts."
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There was a visual gag at the beginning of the episode too, when we start with Lisa in the bathroom and she's just looking solemn into the mirror, and the toothpaste brand is Glum.
Glum, nice. Yeah. Instead of Gleam.
Yes.
Which hilariously they wanted Gleam to be the toothpaste in Arrested Development. But they couldn't get the rights,
so they had to use Glisten. Yeah.
Move the cap off my Glisten. So Homer gets the young kid to train him how to beat his son at the boxing game. Then we cut to Marge taking Lisa to school and giving her probably the most depressing, horrible parental advice ever.
Basically the same talk her mother gave her.
Right. So I wrote it down because it was just...
This is good.
It was... Ugh. So it was take all your feelings and push them all the way down. Then you'll fit in.
Well, it was push them down till they're at your ankles, so it's almost like you're walking on them.
Right. And then you'll fit in. You'll be invited to parties. Boys will like you and happiness will follow.
Yeah. Change the outside first.
Right.
That works.
Now, there is actually some validity to fake it till you make it when it comes to happiness.
There's
some weird mental chemistry that if you smile, that part of your brain, sorry, microphone, is stupid and can be tricked. So if you just put on a happy face, you are telling your brain you're happy. It then releases happy brain chemistry.
Now, have you? This is another thing. It was a psychologist or an analyst, or maybe,
right. Yeah.
but it was basically saying, start laughing, just fake, but eventually it's going to trigger that whatever that joy dopamine stuff is, and I can attest. For not that I was feeling blue or anything, but just there's this video that makes regular circulation of this show, I think somewhere down South America way, where they get a bunch of people with odd laughs together, and they all just start laughing.
Oh my gosh.
And you cannot help but tears.
That's great.
Coming out laughing, because some of them are. If we can find it, we'll have to put it in, because it is so funny. But yes, back to the show.
So yeah, the horrible advice. So Lisa starts acting out that advice and is already having people talk to her. And,
hey, why don't you come over to my house after practice? You can do my
watching
homework.
this from afar, and this is just awful.
Yeah.
Like, this is not my girl. So she does a crazy U-turn, snatches Lisa. They drive off. And she gets, she has kind of a healing moment for herself by telling her daughter, you just feel what you want to feel, and if you're sad, be sad, and
we'll be here with you the whole way.
Yep. And that's basically was for Lisa what her mom never was for her, which was like a really deep emotional moment.
It was, and then Lisa's smiling, and Marge is like, you don't have to smile anymore. She's like, yeah, but I want to.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because finally someone just understood her.
Yeah. Then we get to the conclusion of the Bart and Homer fight.
Yes.
So Homer's utterly destroying Bart. Like, has this thing in the bag. All of the practice at the arcade has paid off. He is moments away from defeating his son.
Yep.
And Marge unplugs the TV.
Yeah, well, she's trying to get his attention a few times, which, man, I relate to this. If you're in the middle of something, a video game, which not everyone understands. It's like, can I just finish my game first? But it was more important.
It was.
Clearly.
But in the most perfect, petulant moment, when Marge unplugs the TV, Bart announces he's retired, undefeated.
Yep.
And I had an anecdote for that. Our friend Chris
there's so many.
Beat his dad. Beat his dad at chess for the first time and retired. Like, he got his win, and his dad has asked for multiple rematches, and Chris has said no every time. Chris has retired from chess having beaten his father.
That's fantastic.
I mean, when that happened, I was just like, the Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, I know that. Then they go to see Bleeding Gums play a show. They come back to the lyrics that Lisa had for her blues song that she did.
Right.
Where,
my brother's a brat.
My brother's. I got a bratty brother. I forget the exact line. But then my dad behaves like he belongs in a zoo. And she said, "Oh my God, what?"
Well, my dad behaves like he belongs in a zoo.
And then he's like, "What?" And roll credits.
Yep.
Yeah. It was just another good chuckle, not laugh out loud, but yeah, good, nice little comedic episode. And
I let it play all the way till the Gracie films at the end, because I wanted to listen to the jazz, because I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, it was better than.
Yeah. So that was this episode. So we get some depth, we get some heart.
Yeah, a couple of decent laughs, but a lot of like TV therapy.
Yeah, and I couldn't help but wonder while watching this episode if this wasn't the original intention of The Simpsons, was to get into some of these deeper things and sprinkle in the comedy, because as it progresses, we just get more wacky. We'll get the occasional episode here and there with something of substance, but the majority of the show is just wacky, funny, which is why we love it.
Right,
but I can't help but wonder.
Depth. Like, that was like a lot of like actual like childhood drama that we experienced together.
Yeah.
A comedy for children.
For children. All right.
I have 3 problems with people that I could choose from, but I already know which one I'm going with. But I had, earlier in the week, the one I was sure I was going with. Then I had 2 come up in the last 24 hours, and one of them was so annoying that I had to go for it.
George is getting upset. Oh, yes! That's what I should have said. You know, we're living in a society.
My problem with people is when you are in a conversation, someone says something wrong, you have the right answer, you give the right answer, and they dig in their wrongness. So I was talking about the incident with the skunk.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the person whose entire career is trapping animals told me is that if the skunk dies, it will spray automatically.
Okay.
It is just a thing that skunks do when they die.
So like when a human expires and
They
the bowels
will
release.
defecate, yeah. So when I was talking about the skunk thing, having not gotten to the conclusion of the story yet, one of my friends was just like, oh, if you had just, gotten your rifle and shot it in the head, that would have been fine. I was like, oh, actually, the guy whose job this is said when they die, automatically they spray. And he's like, nope. And I was just like,
level assurance.
Like, okay, so then he dug in, and I don't like that.
No.
So I was just like, okay, so you don't think, he's like, no, they don't do that. I was like, how many of you? And then he's like, well, no, they just don't. And I was like, so the guy whose job it is, who has he's older than me. Mm-hmm. He's been doing it for decades. Told me if I shot it, it would do that.
No, it won't.
No, it won't.
It won't do that.
I was like, well, I'm gonna go with him. He's like, well, he's wrong.
That's just an urban legend,
right? And I've thought about the number of times this has happened. I know a lot of people that do this behavior. I hate it.
Yeah.
You know how many people are wrong? How many people are alive? That's how many people are wrong.
Yes.
You are wrong about something probably, depending on how often you announce things, probably daily, maybe weekly, but you're wrong about stuff. You're wrong about stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not bad. It is not bad to be wrong. It is so bad to dig in when you're wrong.
Yes.
I owned a small business. I knew a lot about that industry, and I would talk to people who have never done it, and they would just dig in on facts that were wrong. And I'm just like, you realize literally before I came here, I was doing it, and no. It's just, I don't understand, and this ties into other, work, relationships, everything. I don't understand why people are so afraid. Just like, oh, maybe I'm wrong.
We're going to get to this in our last segment, I think. Mm-hmm. But there's a cultural aspect to embracing the more negative sides of life. And that's, I'm not going to dig too deep into that because we have a topic later.
We do.
But while you're talking, I'm trying to think of an anecdote for myself on this particular thing, and I don't really have anything interesting or funny, which is unfortunate. Plenty of times where I've been wrong, but I'm not a dig in unless I know I'm right.
Yeah, and this kind of ties in. I had 2 just really bizarre moments with this person just yesterday, and so they're fresh, and and then it was just like it's almost like gaslighting because
right, it is.
He was like, oh well, last time we hung out, I said this about this. There's more than an hour later talking about something completely different. He was like, oh, last time I hung out, I said XYZ, and you reacted to that, and no, I didn't. He's like, well, I saw you. I was like, well, you're wrong. And he's like, well, what issue do you have with XYZ? I was like, none. I agree with you. Then he's like, well, why did you react? I was like, well, I didn't. Well, you did. I saw you. It was like, I was just like, You're wrong. You're allowed to be wrong, and you're pissing me off. And I actually, like, those, that is, my wife can confirm, that's probably about verbatim.
Wow.
Like, I actually just, to his face, was like, you're pissing me off. Like, you're allowed to be wrong. Like, because, like, yeah. It is probably the maddest I've been at a friend in a while, because I'm just like, just stop telling me what I feel. Stop telling me that I'm, like, I'm reacting now.
Right.
You're making me react now. But, like,
yeah.
And it's a lack of emotional intelligence. I'm not the most emotionally intelligent person, but we have talked about this many times. You and I both self-reflect quite a bit.
Yeah.
Do audits of our thoughts, our feelings, our interactions. And I'm just like, looking back at what he's talking about, I'm like, I vaguely remember you saying that. I agreed with it completely. If I made a face when you said it, it was unrelated to what you were talking about. I may have even tuned you out. Like, I may have just been like, oh, something itches. Like,
right.
You know, you are applying your thoughts to me, and now you're gaslighting me when I'm telling you.
Unless he was right and you just gaslit him the whole time.
Well, someone got gaslit.
Yeah.
But since this is our podcast, I'm the offended party.
Yeah. You are right.
I am right. Yeah. So I know it's just, it comes to this greater resistance to admit that you're wrong, and I don't know a ton of people like that, and the couple of people that I know that are like that, if it doesn't come up all the time, it's not a big deal. But when it comes up, it's just like, dude, just be like, okay, maybe I was wrong.
Yep.
How hard is that?
I will say, explore it in yourself, because it's like lifting a weight to be able to admit that you're wrong, especially when you're wrong.
Right. And like, one of the things, you know, analyzing it after the fact, like, okay, he's not married. I'm married for 15 years. You know how many times I've had to admit I'm wrong?
Yeah.
In 15 years of being married?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
of times.
Because you're going to be, especially when you're that close to a person for that long, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And you're going to have to get really comfortable admitting that you're wrong, or you're probably going to lose your marriage.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And also, and just anecdotally, if you don't admit that you're wrong, the people around you, close or not, are going to know this, and it's going to put a little bit of a boundary.
Yeah.
And maybe you will not have the types of relationships, friend, romantic,
whatever,
other, because of that. And so it's a good practice. It's very prideful to not admit you are wrong, and there is humility in doing it. And experiencing humility can have a weight on you, but not the same kind of weight as pride.
Right.
And so it's definitely a good thing. I'm not saying I'm an expert in any way.
And like, because we both self-audit often, like, the whole evening, which is why I stayed up late, it was like, I was processing through, it was like, okay, was I not admitting I was wrong in that instance? Like, maybe he was right, maybe I was digging, I'm overanalyzing, and he probably went to bed fine.
Yeah.
Like,
which only keeps you up.
Yeah. No, like, yeah, and it's frustrating, because you again, maybe, like you said, maybe it is like exercising that muscle. Maybe just I'm very used to saying I'm wrong. So it just, when I feel like I'm not, and like I was remembering a situation with...
Oh, yeah.
And like how I was 100% in the right and still admitted I was wrong just for the sake of other people involved. Mm-hmm. Just because I was, you know what, I can't...
Yeah.
It's the Scott Adams one screen, two movies, or two movies, one screen, whatever.
One movie, two screens. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're seeing
completely different things, but you're watching the same.
Yeah,
program.
You're watching the same thing, but you see it completely differently.
Yep.
And like, okay, I can't win, and digging in is only causing more pain. So. Yeah,
and when you're talking about exercising the muscle. It reminded me of something, and this is completely stupid, has nothing to do with anything, but I get unibrow very easily. My eyebrows are above average thick, not like that guy from, he was in so many shows and movies. Warehouse 13, I think, was the sci-fi show that he was on, Artie, the guy with the almost owl-like eye. Anyway, neither here nor there. I have to regularly pluck in here to avoid the universe. If I'm stranded on a desert island, I'm gonna have one thick line when you find me. And when I see someone who has a little bit, and it's like, It's so easy, but I'm exercising that muscle. I'm very used to doing it, and then when you encounter someone who is completely clueless about it, for my kind of brain, for our kind of wiring, it just sends the gears going. Like, do you look at yourself ever? Has anyone ever told you?
Do you live with someone? Are they just like, this is fine? Like.
Nothing against if a unibrow is your thing. Fine, if that's what you're going for. But it's so easy to manage. It's a tweezer is what, $1.19? I don't know. It's I've had tweezers in my house.
You could probably
forever.
now get like 20 tweezers off Temu.
Right, you could probably walk through any street in any city and just find a pair on the floor. Just a lighter, some rubbing alcohol. It's sterilized.
You got a sterilized tweezer going.
You could do it. It's so easy. What's stopping you?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a whole nother problem with people. Is why don't you just do that thing we do?
Right, but it's kind of like that. You know, it's when if it's something you're used to doing, and then you encounter someone who isn't doing it and probably should. It's just like it's like Betamax. They still make you.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess that's probably been problems with people.
It has been problems with people.
Yeah.
Do.
You know, we're living in a society.
Thanks, Future Dave, for doing the thing.
Yeah,
we got to acknowledge him because we made him do work.
Yeah, we
got to be nice
really
to him.
Front loading his schedule.
Yeah. It's probably going to be like after a really bad day at work, and he's going to be frustrated. And
considering the weeks I've had, like. Because I had to go rant to one of my coworkers who I used to work for him. Now we're on different teams, but I just went in and I was just like, my job should not be hard. Like, I have earned the skill set that I have to make my job relatively easy. Mm-hmm. It's only people that make it hard. And
just like communism, right?
Right. Yeah. Like there's no reason for this to be difficult, but we add people to the equation, and now it's difficult.
Yep.
Yeah, and some people don't know how to do things.
They don't.
Well, we have two options for our next segment. I don't know which one you wanted to go to first.
Let's go right into the top 10 list. Let me slide this over to you so we can put up the board.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. There's art craft involved.
There is. Go ahead and roll the thing while I get the thing.
You know, you can't go anywhere these days without running into somebody's top 10 list.
All right, so yes, I needed to make a fresh board. I'll put this here in case the other camera doesn't capture it. So those green dots are all the tape to affix the cards. But
I'm going to the laptop now because that's where I did not email the rules of the top 10 list to myself.
Look here.
Oh, look at that. Okay, good.
So I put the rules on the back so we would always know.
Good.
So here's what's going to happen. We're going to have a theme here, and Dave's going to have to guess what my top 10. Tim.
The Kaiser
things
Solar
are
again.
right. So in that list. So these are the rules. First, he has to guess from the 10 things. If he can guess 5 of them, he gets 1 free placement on the board. Now it's not going to be the number. It's going to be the item that goes on the board. And then if he guesses 8, he gets 2 free placements on the board. And then for the actual arranging everything 1 through 10, if he gets 5 correct, that's 1 point. 8 correct, it's 2. 10 correct is 3 points.
Okay.
That's how it's going to go. So our theme for today's top Tim list is superhero films.
Oh,
so
man.
let me just get... This is the board. I have to peer around. Maybe I'll put the board forward.
Put forward. Yeah,
that's probably better on camera as
probably.
well.
We don't have a monitor for that camera, but probably.
So I will say this is going to be mainline superheroes. They're not going to be adjacent like The Crow or Constantine.
So we're talking like core DC, core Marvel.
Yes, and this is what are my favorite. Not necessarily the best. A lot of them are, but not necessarily.
Okay.
So that's what we're going with.
So your top Tim.
My top Tim.
Now, if I can guess 5 of those 10, do I get 5 guesses total?
No. If rewind the tape. 5 guesses, I will put 1 of them on the board. So you pick. So since they're films, you're going to say, I'm not sure where Tim likes this film.
Okay.
I will place it on the board.
Okay.
All right. And then if you can guess 8 of the films or more, I will place 2 of those films.
So I have 10 total guesses of what your 10 films are.
Oh. How many guesses do you get? Oh, I see we never established that. And now we're doing that thing where we're talking about the game before playing it.
Right.
So that's another rule we need to decide.
Right, because it's if I can guess 5 of them, I get 1 free, and if I can, so do I only get 8 of the 10 guesses?
So you have to guess. You just get to guess the 10 films.
Okay, if I can get so I have 10 that I can run down.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go Dark Knight.
That is correct. Sorry, I have to arrange
these. You have
these.
to put them in an order.
I just can't let you see them. So
I
here
understand.
is the Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. I'm going to go Iron Man.
That is also a correct choice.
I'm going to go Captain America Winter Soldier.
Oh, man. 3 for 3 so far.
I am going to go... Oh, gosh. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2.
That is also on here.
I am going to go... Keaton Batman.
That's there. So you now have 1 free placement.
I have 1 free placement, which is great. I might have to... We'll see. Gosh, because any of those 5 belong in number 1. I will go with Avengers 1.
That's on there. All right. 6 for 6.
I will go Thor Ragnarok.
Nope.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Nope.
Oh, man. I'm not getting a second free placement. I only have 2 more guesses. I'm going to guess anyway.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because okay, I will go Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1.
Yep.
I should have gone that. I should have led with that. And I will go Batman Begins.
All right.
So
actually, no. That's 8.
Is that 8?
That's 8.
Oh shoot! I miscounted.
And then the remaining 2 are controversially Man of Steel.
Okay.
Because I'm so entertained by it. I'm not saying it is a good Superman
right.
movie.
I wasn't sure if I should have gone Snyder or not, and there were 2 guesses that were Snyder. That one and Watchmen would have been, and I wasn't sure if Watchmen was mainstream enough.
Yeah, I guess I would. Well, it's not in my top 10. And then the last one being X2, X-Men United.
Oh yeah.
Which is,
that's a good
in my
one.
opinion, the best X-Men movie.
Yeah.
So now you can decide which two of these films do you want placed.
Spider-Man 2. I need to know where that lands.
Okay.
Because that very, very potentially could be number 1.
Spider-Man 2. Yeah. And?
Dark Knight. I'm picking what I think might be the number 1. I'm trying to get it out of the way.
Understood. All right. Neither of these are number 1.
Whoa.
I know.
That's
surprising. So, just so for your clarity, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Spider-Man 2 is number 2.
That tracks.
And The Dark Knight, 3, 4, is number 4.
Number 4? Really? Okay.
Because we're just talking about
what
entertains me.
Okay. Man. This is almost exactly my top 10, by the way. Or top Dave.
Yeah, and really...
But it's the order that's so tricky.
The order is tricky because
all of these are excellent.
Any one of the top 5 could be number 1.
Yes, which I think it's entirely possible the first 5 I picked are the top 5.
I can't say.
Yeah.
There's a little wiggle room, but
yeah,
because nothing is a perfect 10, I would say everything that's going to be in this top row for me is a 9.9.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in the bottom row, we're like 9.8.
Yeah. And some of this is just, it does come down to personal preference.
It does.
I, growing up, huge Captain America fan.
Mm-hmm.
Winter Soldier might be my number 1 superhero movie of all time. Wow. Because it's basically Jason Bourne with superpowers.
Yeah.
With some awesome Captain America lore peppered in.
And by you saying that was the controversial thing in my mind is, do I go straight superhero movie,
right,
and exclude things like Captain America 2 that are really a spy thriller,
right, that just happens to have a little Marvel in it,
right? But ultimately, I just went with the ones that I enjoy the most, and all of these are 9-point-somethings for me.
So just because of youth and impression, I'm gonna go with Keaton's Batman in slot number 1.
Bold choice. Bold strategy, Cotton.
We'll see if it pays off. For sheer entertainment value, I'm going to go Avengers at number 3. Oh, no. I'm not. I'm going to go Iron Man at number 3. Yeah. Iron
Solid.
Man.
Go ahead. Slap it on there, man.
Oh, gosh. It's a reach.
Yeah, you might need to bring the board to you.
Oh, I'm bumping into everything I have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna
This
be
is the part we
editing
didn't
it.
think
We
out.
didn't think this through. Okay.
But again, props to my wife for making this awesome board.
Thank you, Mrs. Palmer.
No, it was Mrs. Palmer, not Mrs. Palmer.
Mrs. Palmer. Mrs. Palmer.
No, Mrs.
No, Mrs. Palmer. Oh my gosh.
I feel like David Letterman holding the card.
You got any gum?
Right. Just waiting for Paul to start playing a song. What was Paul's last name again?
Oh, sure.
Oot.
Shoot. Yeah.
I was about to say Schneider, but that's entirely wrong. It's
wrong.
Paul Schaefer.
Schaefer. Yeah.
There you go, brain. He's thinking hard, folks.
I am.
So what is?
I'm going to get so much wrong because, as you said,
Well, there are definitely 2 right on there.
so many of these. And I can thank my my crystal brain for that one.
So the way you're placing right now, I actually can't see.
Good.
So there's a
can't-
little
you
bit of
can't react.
anticipation for me. And I'm just looking at how I wrote X-Men on my personal list here, just so I remembered the order, because again, I love all these movies. I could totally jack it up. All right, let's see how you did here. We've got, well, we know we have 2.
So I need to get 5 to get a point.
3. Oh,
No points?
no, you just 3 total are correct. So now this order is actually really solid.
Yeah.
So the only one you guessed correctly independently was Iron Man, being number 3.
What was number 1?
Number 1 is the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Okay.
I
would not have guessed that would have cracked the top 5.
Yeah, what had happened was introduced the daughter to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah, I did that with the boy in spring.
We watched the original 3 films, and Spider-Man 2 in my memory was my favorite.
Right.
And it is the better film objectively.
Sure.
But I would say that Spider-Man being my favorite comic book character as a kid, and then this was probably I would say the best origin story put on film.
Yeah.
Of
That's
all
one
the
of the things I
superheroes.
actually like about the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies is they just
There's no need now
need
because
to
they have
retell.
done Spider-Man
Yeah.
so many times. But this was our first big screen Spider-Man, and they nailed the origin story. They nailed the fun of the superhero movie, which now they've kind of just become pretty drab. Like take The Man of Steel, for instance, or the Dark Knight trilogy. So in rewatching it, I was like, I absolutely love this movie. I remember I dialed my brain back. Was it 2002 that it came out, of like standing in line, or if you're in New York, standing online for this. We would have seen it at the Egyptian Theater, and then so we would have gone out to dinner.
Do you remember that we did see it there and we ran into that dude? It's an extreme pleasure to meet you, gentlemen!
Yes, I know exactly who we ran into, and told us to stick around for a special treat at the end, thinking there's going to be something awesome. It was just the 1960s Spider-Man theme song. That was not worth sticking around for.
No.
You know who you are. But yeah, it was... We were probably online for an hour and a half, because this is being able to select your seat.
Right.
So
you queue
so you can get a good seat, and we were upper middle. There were probably like 5 or 6 of us, and it just all came flooding back, that the novelty of that experience, but also in just watching the movie, it's just perfect. I can't find a flaw with it.
No, I did not. We talked about this a couple days ago. I did not rewatch 3 yet, because I remembered 3 being such a piss poor part of the trilogy. But yes, it is for that trilogy. But
yes,
as a superhero movie in the last 20 years, it's probably excellent.
Yeah, everything post Avengers Endgame, that was the first one, right? No, what was the first one? Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah.
Everything post Avengers Infinity War is a letdown in the Marvel universe. And then...
I think you're right. I don't know if there are exceptions.
And DC just can't get its act together. No. They really can't.
They really can't.
I did enjoy the Snyder cut of Justice League.
I didn't mind the Batman.
The Batman, yeah, it was okay, but it was like the last act. It kind of fell apart.
It fell apart a little bit, but I still need to watch the Penguin TV series. I've heard good things, but what I liked about the Batman was he was the detective, like which they really hadn't done well on screen until that point, except for of course Kevin Conroy.
All right, so let me go ahead and just I'll put these in the actual order. And we'll let the
people.
Controversy.
The people. Note that Dark Knight Rises was not on his list, nor should it be.
No, it should not be. You were very close with Captain America, but because, and again, The Dark Knight, not a superhero movie, an excellent.
Now,
what even would you call it?
I don't even consider it a Batman movie. I know it's sort of blasphemy to say that. It is an excellent crime drama, but it lacks so many of the Batman-y things.
Right.
Like, it is too real. It is too grounded.
So, interestingly enough, on this list, we've got origin story. Yeah. That's an origin story, technically. And origin story. So, yeah, go figure. But that would be my actual list. We'll put it up a little closer so it captures on that camera. But if, just to read it off, it's Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, the brilliant follow-up to Spider-Man 1, Doc Ock, 10 out of 10 villain in this, and just the continuing relationship between Peter and MJ is fantastic, and the growing conflict between him and Harry, and Sam Raimi. I mean, he just and
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell. Oh yeah.
As the maitre d'. Yeah.
So
great.
So good. But out of nowhere, because it's Sam Raimi, when why can't I remember
Otto Octavius?
Thank you, Otto Octavius. It was like Norman Oswald. When he is hurt and in the hospital, and they want to detach the arms from him, and we get an Evil Dead horror scene.
We get a horror scene. It's so great.
Yeah, and it's not bloody, but it's intense.
It's intense.
But all those classic Raimi shots of following up and people screaming.
A lot of the Dutching and it's so great.
Yeah, we did not deserve it, and it was so good.
And we were unashamed Sam Raimi fans growing up with Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2.
How could you not be?
It's so good. Yeah.
All right, so anyway, then Iron Man, the best Marvel movie made. Fight me. And I'm talking Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that and Winter Soldier are so neck and neck for me.
Yeah, it's for me. It's Robert Downey Jr.'s charisma as Tony Stark.
He embodied the role. He was born to play that role.
And it was a smaller movie.
Yeah.
And while Winter Soldier is fantastic.
Yeah. It is a smaller movie until it isn't. Once the helicarriers are involved, then it gets a little big.
Yeah, but Iron Man is an Iron Man movie. Captain America is a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie primarily featuring Captain America. Yeah. So that's what knocked a couple of points off. Then we get The Dark Knight, one of the best movies made. Yeah. And it's
Christopher Nolan, while you could still make sense of his movies.
Right. But yeah, it's heat. It's an LA or a city crime story. At least it starts as heat,
and then it gets a little crazier. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's just it's fantastic. Then right after that, Batman '89. Just again, perfect Batman movie. It's a little slow compared to modern superhero movies.
Yeah, and it's also Tim Burton who.
Yeah, love him or hate him, but I would say it's the best example of how good he can be.
Yeah, like that is. I know a lot of people love Nightmare Before Christmas, but for me, Batman '89 is his pièce de résistance.
Right, his opus.
Yeah.
After that, we have Captain America 2, which we discussed. X-Men 2, or X2, X-Men United, which I just love. Nightcrawler, bringing him into the story. Yeah. It's fantastic. And then we get a little bit more focus on Iceman and Rogue and their relationship.
Yeah.
Very Wolverine-centric, and his thing, which they figured out quickly, Wolverine works, and just watch every X-Men movie after that, and you understand that he is the central character. Yeah. And we get the Dark Phoenix, how many times are they going to do this story? But in the X-Men films, but we get it. We get a glimpse of it there. Mm-hmm. The original Avengers, this was an amazing moment. This is like 2009-10. We've had 5 or 6 movies. This is
the first successful cinematic universe capstone.
Yes, they bring in Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Thor, and a few other guys, and it's a great superhero movie.
Yes,
we're dealing with an existential threat. We get Loki, who has been the most entertaining villain in the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that people often talk about with the two different universes, both comic book and film, is DC has better villains.
Yeah.
I don't think you can argue that. I think DC has the good
Batman
villains.
has the best rogues gallery.
Yes, he does. And Marvel has the best heroes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Though Batman does make this list.
I mean, Batman makes that
times.
list a ton because Batman...
Well, my personal list, he's on there 3 times.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, he's...
Batman. He's Batman.
He's one of the best.
Batman and Spider-Man, I would argue, are probably the 2 most culturally popular superheroes.
And I think
hands
Batman's
down.
more popular, and it's possible that Batman is the best hero ever, but there's not enough other close to best ever DC heroes, whereas Marvel, you've got a half dozen or more of just top-notch heroes.
You do. And there's so many... This is Marvel's version of Batman, or this is Image's version of Batman.
Right.
So Batman is often duplicated, but never replicated. Speaking of which, we go to Batman Begins, which I love. It's an excellent origin story, and it's really our best example of if a superhero actually existed in our real world.
It is, again, the problem with the Nolan Batman trilogy is it's too grounded.
Yeah.
It is just not, it doesn't leave enough room for Batman-y things. Batman's rogues gallery doesn't really work except for Joker, Ra's al Ghul. I mean, even Ra's al Ghul, they got rid of the Lazarus Pit.
They did.
So.
And I still remember, I guess it was Batman's first real mission as the Batman, with all the shipping containers coming in with the drugs and the little teddy bears. But our perspective is of all of the thugs going through because they hear something and just getting yanked away, and they're terrified, they're screaming, they're shooting at nothing, and it's like you feel the fear, and it was just so perfectly done.
Although I do need to self-correct. They did get Scarecrow right.
Yeah,
because the neurotoxin works in reality.
Yeah, and I remember walking out of Batman Begins thinking the uncredited third lead actor of this movie was Fear.
Yeah.
They did such a good job of personifying Fear.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. And then rounding it out with Man of Steel, which, again, I love. It is not Superman.
Yeah, I controversial, I can't talk. Yeah. I love it as well.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Zod, great on-screen villain.
Yeah.
The beginning...
I mean, between the writing and Michael Shannon's performance... Chef's kiss. Fantastic.
Yeah, and just it's a great thrill ride. Lots of great action scenes, explosions. So many explosions. IHOP featured regularly in the movie, which is a huge plus for me. I want IHOP in more movies.
Now that you've said it, and we have one within 10 miles of us.
We do,
I
actually.
want to go drive 10 miles to have a short stack of...
I had IHOP, I want to say, like 5 years ago, and holy cow, are those pancakes like just sugar on sugar on sugar.
Really? I have not... I don't think I have eaten at an IHOP in dickety years.
So the whole point of a pancake is to be a vessel for the syrup.
Correct.
So it should not be overly sweet. It was like eating cake batter, but with the texture of a pancake with syrup on top of it. It's like, this is just...
Some good pancake talk.
This is... Well, look out for Pancakecast. Yeah.
Pancast.
So we'll have Skunkcast.
Yeah.
And
we've got a lot of different...
So many podcasts. Yeah. All right, this has been...
Sir, we've had enough podcasts. We're going to give them more.
Well, this has been the top Tim list. I love that stinger that rolled before. Yeah. It's great. Timmy!
All right. Well, we're going back to a couple older segments this time. We hadn't done top Tim in a while.
No.
And I don't think since April we have visited the Jambox.
We have not. So, is it Tales from the Jambox? I don't even remember what it's called.
Tales from the Jambox.
Now, was that Tales as in like Raccoon Tales or Skunk Tales?
No, Timothy.
DuckTales?
No. Oh, yes, like a ducktail.
Woo!
What are you listening to?
Rod Torfeson's Armada featuring Herman Menderchuk.
I rip and I rhyme. I rhyme and I rip.
Not quite my tempo.
It's alright, I've got a trick here.
Yeah.
I'm from the 80s, look.
Do you know what I like best about the bass player? His neck.
Turn up my headphones. Turn them up. Turn them up. Put some treble in it.
Your Jambox is now his by way of our action.
I like that intro too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, just want to bop. Yeah, so this is This is your idea.
Yeah.
This is what you subjected me to.
So, there are rock bands that
Really?
we listen to.
Oh, yes.
That, for no good reason, never made it.
I'm going to challenge you on that, but continue.
There's one on my list that sort of made it.
Okay.
But somehow... Oh, it was... we were looking at the lineup for Furnace Fest because the band of our youth, Stavesaker, is doing a reunion show. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. The tickets are like $300. I mean, it every last detail made it something I wasn't going to do.
Right.
But I really want to.
Yes.
And then on the lineup for either Friday or Saturday, I don't remember now, was... the rock band Texas Is the Reason.
Ah, yes.
Who I had not listened to since streaming was invented. Like, I had not listened to it since my CD, which is missing, because all my CDs are missing. I don't know where they are.
The last time I listened to it, we lived in our second house still.
No
so with our
kidding.
dad.
It's
and
entirely
our
possible.
friend John had come to pick us up and we were going somewhere, and it was playing in his car.
Yeah.
And that is
'Cause
the
you never
last
had
time.
that record.
No, in fact, most of the ones from your list I never had.
Right.
So I would just hear in your car or a friend's car.
John's or wherever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Texas Is the Reason. They formed in '94.
Okay.
So they're a little older, but their record that we listened to, now they only had one full length release. Do You Know Who You Are? Was 1996. Now the band name and almost every track on the record is based on the assassination of JFK.
Oh, interesting.
So they're just they have a song called Back into the Left. They have a song called A Jack with One Eye, like Jack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like all sorts of. I did a minor deep dive on them just because I was like, what happened to these guys and why? Because they disappeared in '97. That they broke up. So the record came out in '96. In '97, they broke up. Now they had signed with Capitol Records.
Interesting.
And were about to go big. Like they I think they went on stage in Germany, and there were like a couple thousand people in the audience, and a bunch of people who don't speak English as a first language were singing along their songs. They were this close.
Wow.
And they broke up. Lot of interpersonal stuff in a band, really.
Yeah. Go figure.
So just on the cusp of making it.
I will say of the bands that we text back and forth.
Yeah.
I only enjoyed 3 of them, and this was one of them.
Yeah. So the song that we're going to play a little clip of is A Jack with One Eye.
Okay.
I went through the record a couple times in the last week or so since we talked about it, and it's going to be in the rotation again because I really like it. I think I'm trying to think who we compared them to now, but I know like there's a little Jimmy Eat World, like older Jimmy Eat World.
Mm-hmm.
There's some Appleseed Cast. Vocally, a little Get Up Kids.
Yeah.
But more rock than... I mean, all these guys... A lot of the bands get classified as post-hardcore because they came out of hardcore bands, but it's rock.
Yeah, this... when you look at what's on the radio during this time, late 90s, got your Soundgardens, well, probably by then Audio Slave.
Yeah,
you got your Foo Fighters.
You had Foo Fighters. You don't have Jimmy Eat World yet. You probably had Silverchair, which some of these guys are similar to. And one of these bands actually did have one radio song.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
Okay. But yeah, so it's... Yeah, I would say it's more just straightforward rock. It's not pop punk.
It is not a subgenre, or if it is, it's alternative rock. This could have made it.
Though one of them I think gets a little too heavy-handed with the jamminess of it.
Okay.
From being straightforward, but we'll get to it.
Well, why don't you name a band then?
Okay, well, let me name one that I like.
Okay.
Which is 7 Story Mountain.
I listened to them on the way here.
So Soon?
I listened to 2 songs. Okay. So Soon and Politician.
Yep. I'm just a politician. But yeah, So Soon. This is when that song was on. I didn't do any research on who played for what label.
Yeah.
But whatever label they were on was on a compilation.
Yeah, it was definitely a smaller label. I didn't track the streaming service listens for every band, but I did for these guys, and like their songs were in like the under 20,000 plays.
Okay.
This is the least popular one of our list.
And they only had 2 full-length albums.
Right.
They might have had a couple of EPs, and then being on that. But anyway, we had that compilation. My old band, Cast Aside, and we would play at the drummer Brian's parents' basement.
Yeah, I remember your bass player in particular loved.
Yeah, so we had a pool table down there and a CD or a stereo CD player, and I loved this song so much. I went and got their albums, and they were on regular rotation in that 5 discs. Those the kind, the silver multiple disc changers. So, but yeah, these guys are just. For me, and maybe it's just because that's who I listened to back then, are my favorite of the entire group. They're more straightforward, more Foo Fighters-esque in the sense that they're in terms of musical accessibility.
Yeah.
The only knock against any of these bands for me is the vocals, and which is what my argument against why these guys never made it is the vocals just are not mainstream enough. They're all that indie rock, slightly pitchy.
Yeah, and like with Seven Story Mountain, quasi screamy.
Yes, which is what I was going to get to.
He's not quite screaming because he is in pitch on key, like but it's gravelly. It's
the only one that has ever done it successfully for the mainstream is the departed Chester from Linkin Park, where he has the most interesting vocal sound in that it is 3 sounds in one, because he has a very good breathy singing, gravelly screaming, scream singing, and then but then like also just that from the gut like belting.
Yeah.
And he's at any point there are 2 of those happening at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just can't not imitate
a once in a lifetime talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
God rest his soul. But so Seven Story Mountain for me.
Yeah, and we'll play some of So Soon because it's just a great track. And we're hoping that we don't get dinged for these things. We'll see. Claims are annoying. But.
Yeah, so if we don't play something, it's because it was a copyright claim.
Yeah.
So we'll
do our best.
We'll just maybe on the screen
maybe we'll be able to, if we can find them on YouTube, we'll link to the songs that we can't. Well, we'll do it anyway.
So Soon I could only find on Spotify.
Yeah, that's the only place I looked.
Yeah.
That's where I mostly listen to music in my car, and that's the service I have.
Yeah, yes.
Well, then I will jump over to Rival Schools.
Okay, this is another one of the 3 that I enjoyed.
Yeah, so I still... Rival Schools is actually the only one of the bunch that I still have on rotation. I've never stopped listening to them. They are from 1999. Their first full-length, United by Fate, was 2001. I discovered it in 2001. I think it was actually, at the time... I want to say Pandora Radio.
Oh yeah, I remember. Holy moly!
Used to have like a recommended if you like feature, which is like how I discovered 50 bands in 2001.
I remember that feature
and
well.
I don't know who I was listening to, but the song "Undercover's On" by Rival Schools came on, and I was just like, "Where have you been all my life?"
Right.
This was just for me one of those like perfect records. You can play it front to back.
Yeah, this is right around when Saves the Day and Get Up Kids had released those 2 albums. So it was
Something to Write Home About
and Stay What You Are.
Stay What You Are and Something to Write Home About. Yeah.
And you could just sandwich this right in between those 2.
It's not as pop punky as either of them.
No,
but it is more straightforward rock in its musicality. But it kind of fits the mood. It fits a lot of it.
Yeah.
And vocally, I think they work. They're not as good, not good enough to be mainstream, but
well, they were. So when we were talking about this list, I had listened to Texas is the Reason. I was like, yeah, this is great. Next was Rival Schools, and I was like, yeah, I really like this, but I'm starting to notice something. And then when we get to the next bands, I'm like, well, we'll save. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, this one. Now they broke up in 2003, but most of these bands have come back together at least once. I didn't look up the history of Seven Story Mountain.
Me either.
But I looked up 4 of the bands. Do we only have 5? I think we only have 5.
Yeah, because there's only 2 more.
Yeah, okay. So I looked up all but Seven Story Mountain. And yeah, so Rival Schools put out some other records. They're fine, but sometimes you just knock it out of the park with one. Sometimes it's your first. We know other bands have done that.
Yep.
But then I think we'll go to Breaking Pangea next.
Well, before I will say for Rival Schools, the thing I noticed about the vocals, and I had to look up the singer. It's like, this sounds so much like the singer from Cursive.
Yeah.
I was like, this vocal style would work better in that more avant-garde, true indie.
And I want to. It's possible. I'd have to go back and look.
By the way,
that he might have been from Braid.
I don't know because when I looked him up, it was all stuff I had never heard of.
It was. I remember liking Rival Schools enough that I got a CD of a previous act.
Okay.
And it may have been Quicksand. It may have been Braid. It was
Quicksand sounds familiar.
It was one of there were a handful that I got because of members and didn't get into their previous acts.
Yeah.
Sort of like Stave Sacred. I didn't really get into the Crucified. I had a couple.
Yeah, I had their albums, but I think it was mandatory as a 90s Christian to have them if you were not a mainstream.
Yeah, you would have Crucified,
listener.
you would have Precious Death, you would have
Focused, The Blamed.
Yeah, a lot
it was just it was mandatory. You lost your bona fides.
Right, absolutely. So Breaking Pangea, named for the supercontinent that then broke into all the continents that we have today, Pangea.
Yep, 3,000 years ago.
Yep, before the dinosaur bones were buried.
Anyway. Don't finish that one.
They came out around 2000. Canon to a Whisper, which is the record that I first got, came out in 2001. And the track that we'll play is Suspended.
Okay.
It's track 3, I believe, on the record. Now, I do like their Phoenix. Yeah, I don't remember if that was an EP or a full length.
Okay.
They put out a few years later. I think that probably is their best produced. They're more accessible.
Okay. I should listen to that because I could not get past the second song.
The production is pretty bad.
It wasn't even the production value. It was just the vocals were too like too fussy for me.
They're nasally. They're a little.
I couldn't do it, and between them and the next band, and even a little bit with Rival Schools, only a little bit, you could just pick a song at random from any one of their albums, put them on one mix, and hand it to someone and say, "This is all one band." And
you could,
you really, and I was just like,
and hilariously, the band we're ending on is the one that had some commercial success.
Yeah, which is,
and I would argue it's possible there though. Now, Breaking Pangea is probably the worst of the 5.
No, not for me.
Didn't really? Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish one song of the next one.
I wonder which album you went to.
Well, you keep talking and I'll tell you.
Okay. So Breaking Pangea, they broke up in 2004 and then had a brief stint in 2019. This is probably the second least successful after Seven Story Mountain. Not a ton of listens on the old streaming services. We're talking, like hundreds of thousands per track, where like Rival Schools, you would get, 3-4 million.
Regretfully Yours is the. Oh wait,
No, that's the record.
That's the record I listened to.
Do you know what year that one was?
96.
Yeah. Okay. That is their first. That is not the record I owned.
Okay.
I owned two of them, and they are a lot better.
So because I never listened to this, I went with whichever one was the most popular.
Yeah.
On the music app.
So did you? So this was we're talking about Super Drag, 1992. Super Drag, Regretfully Yours, 1996. Did you listen to the song Sucked Out?
Let me go back to the album
because that is their radio song. You would have heard it growing up.
No,
Who sucked out the feeling?
Oh, that is on here.
Yeah.
I know that song.
You know that song. That's on that one on Spotify had like 7 million listens.
Oh,
so
okay.
That is a 90s radio song.
Yes, it was.
That's their only radio song. You go from Spotify, it's the top played song at 7 million. Then you go down to 600,000. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to keep playing it in case there's copyright.
But yeah.
Yep, I know that. Okay,
yeah.
If I had gotten to that, I'd be like, all right, Super Drag.
Right. Now, if you had gone to the record In the Valley of Dying Stars, it might be the best record on the whole list of everything we're talking about today.
It's going to take a lot of fortitude for me to go back and force myself.
Now, I don't know if they had any band member changes. I didn't go deep on this.
Okay.
I actually got into Super Drag because it was one of the bands that the guys in Goaty Hook were super into.
Okay.
They were into Super Drag and Rocket from the Crypt. I never got into Rocket from the Crypt.
Me either.
But one of them was playing the In the Valley of Dying Stars record, and like it hooked me. It is like Rival Schools. It is still in my rotation.
Okay.
The eponymous song in the Valley of Dying Stars is phenomenal. Almost.
That was a big word you used.
Eponymous.
What does it mean?
The name of, right?
So like
titular?
Like titular?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's like I may have misused it, but yeah,
I don't know. I don't. It's not to call you out for being dumb. I was trying to call you out for being smart and like.
I'm gonna have to internet search it, make sure I use it correctly.
My favorite hippopotamus song.
Yeah. Superdrag has broken up, gotten back together, broken up, gotten back together, broken up. So they've been.
That sounds like a super drag.
So they've been together since '92, and I believe are still playing. And if they're not, then it was like last year. Like.
So yeah, I was listening to catch up on my listenings because again enjoyed the first few we talked about. But on my drive to work on Thursday or Friday, I was like, okay, I got to listen to Breaking Pangea. Couldn't do it. I was like, okay, well, Superdrag, I'm familiar with the name. This is going to be great. Just,
So it's similar to titular. It is, it's like naming the thing after the thing.
Okay.
So it doesn't like if your name was Tim Steele and you named your company Steele Incorporated, it would be an eponymous company. So it's similar.
Would Henry Jones Jr. be, as Indiana Jones, an eponymous nickname?
I don't know, because like it's more like a great example they give here is like an Achilles heel is eponymous because it's named after Achilles.
Okay.
So yeah, it is naming a thing after a thing.
Oh, like when we named a particular rock that everyone except me jumped off of, but we named it after one person.
The person who jumped off of it first is now his rock.
I don't even know if he jumped off it first. He just was the most vocal about having been one that jumped off of it.
It's entirely possible. Well, regardless of who went first, that sketchy dude went first.
Oh yeah,
because he was the one who we saw do it, and like, well, it didn't kill him.
Yeah, and me being burdened with self-preservation above all things was like, I am not jumping.
Considering that of the 4 young men who jumped, one broke their foot that day.
They sure did.
You weren't wrong.
Was he the first? Because if he was, no one else would have gone. I would have expected him to be first.
You would think.
He was Daredevil.
No. He was.
Maybe the person who we named it after was the first to jump off.
That's possible. I mean, none of us had. Other than you, none of us had great self-preservation instincts.
I don't think he knows that we named it his rock. He'd probably find it funny now.
Probably.
But as a young man,
that would have really bothered him now. He'd probably just be like, why was I that way? like, I'm 45. Why did I do that when I was 18? Or not even 18. We were young.
Because, we have so many jokes that just...
Yeah.
We're like, oh, you want to head over and sit at the rock? Oh, you mean so-and-so's rock? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would just go on for years.
Yeah.
Years.
Just, like, as inside of a joke as an inside joke can be. Mm-hmm. An eponymous joke.
Maybe context. It was a rock, maybe 2 stories high from the
and
water.
There was
a river.
There was a river, and the erosion made a natural pool, probably about 5 feet deep.
About 5 feet deep, maybe a diameter of about 6 feet. So not huge.
Not a big. You had to time your jump and your landing in such a way, and I guess one of the 4 of us missed it by just enough to hit their foot and break it.
Yep.
The rest of us were fine.
I was completely fine because I never did it.
You were completely fine because of all the emotional scars we gave you for not doing it.
No, it doesn't even bother me because I felt great about my decisions and my life.
Yeah. Well, this has been Tales from the Jambox.
No one invites the bass player to the party after the show.
Hey, what are you guys doing after the show? Oh, nothing. Okay.
All right. We ramble a lot.
We do. We definitely talked extemporaneously.
That whole event should have been you used so that's a good word. Mm-hmm. That should have been a laurel tale, talking about the rock and the jumping.
It should have been.
But this is what happens. We ramble.
We do.
Well, speaking of rambling, let's just go ahead and roll right into our last segment. Holy crap!
I had 80s and 90s Christian parents.
And they were gonna show people that weren't even saved Terminator 2!
Who could it have been? Saved!
Not blasphemous. Hashtag not blasphemous.
I actually added the that's for blasphemy into my B-roll just in case we needed it.
That's for blasphemy.
Perfect. So I told you we were thinking of what we would like to talk about. And I was like, well, I had a great sermon. So we've been attending a new church. We're loving it. And the sermon was on 2 Timothy.
Yeah.
And this is, I only want to focus on one line from this whole thing, but just to give context, this is Paul writing to Timothy. At this point, Paul is in jail.
Right,
he's facing execution.
Yeah.
So it's towards the end of his life, and he's sending this letter of encouragement to Timothy for him to step into the fullness of his calling.
Yeah.
And so it's in his encouragement to be faithful section. But what I just wanted to focus on was this last bit. So I'll just read verses 6 and 7. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 1.
From the translation.
This is going to be the NIV, but I'm going to list some of the other translations because this is what I found so interesting. So he's just talking about his faithfulness and his lineage and seeing the faithfulness there and encouraging him to step into it. But he says in verse 6, "For this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but a spirit of power, of love, and of self-discipline." Mm-hmm. And it was the self-discipline thing that I was really honing in on and what I'd like to talk about today. But some of the other translations will call this power, love, and a sound mind, power, love, and of sobriety, power, love, and self-control. In the easy version, I found this pretty interesting. Instead, his spirit causes us to be powerful to serve God. He helps us to love God and other people, and he helps us to control ourselves properly. But so a little rambly for that first bit, but to control ourselves properly. Other translations will call it sound judgment, but self-control is the one that makes it across the most amount of the translations or the most versions of this. And so what this was making me think about as I was getting an excellent sermon more about the context of what was happening between Paul and Timothy, and also having a side dialogue with myself laughing about an apostle writing an epistle about apostates, and it was just making me that I was just going.
Did he have a pot to piss in?
Right. But I was thinking, so the generation we grew up in was a rebellious generation.
Yeah.
A lot of, I guess every generation essentially rebels against their parents in one way or another. Mm-hmm. But the Gen X and the elder millennial generations are known for being more rebellious, not trusting authority, not taking things at face value or for granted, but finding out for themselves, for better or for worse. And how that expressed itself in the 80s and 90s, so you would have seen a lot of the punk and hardcore scenes that we were familiar with. But basically just being counterculture was the baseline there. And then thinking about the culture nowadays, so there's the overriding culture is self-indulgence, is do what feels good. If something makes you feel bad, it is bad and has no value. Only pursue the things that make you feel good about yourself. Right. You don't do anything, and this is what we were talking about before, about not being able to admit when you're wrong. Right. That is a negative thing, and therefore it should be rejected. It is not your truth, so you have to push that away and seek the things that validate you and who you are and where you are at this time. And so what's interesting is Timothy is, at this time, Paul calls him out for the timidity, for not fully stepping in. And you see the consequences that Paul is dealing with, and you can understand. Sure. He's in jail. He's going to be executed. And God bless him. He's taking that time not to feel woe is me, but Timothy is his apprentice, disciple, whatever you want to call it.
Successor.
So he's like, I know my days are numbered, but I'm not going to worry about me. I'm going to worry about Timothy.
Yeah.
And so, we all hope that that's how we could be.
Right. You want to be that selfless. You want to be that self-sacrificing. Yes.
So very good things, and you understand where Timothy's coming from. But then just pressing on him that self-control. Yeah. Love, power, self-control, and the sermon went into this in much greater and better detail than I could ever do. Not a preacher, not the best interpreter of things, but I just focus so much on that self-control. Mm-hmm. And I would, so sometimes there's just a small thing like that you feel like ignites a change in you. Mm-hmm. This is not the first time I've read that verse or had it read to me or heard that phrase, but I was just thinking so much about the culture in which we're in and how easy it is to just go along with rejecting those things and seeking instant gratification.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just anecdotally, go back and watch a late 90s to early 2000s movie about promiscuous people, and the term body count is being used a lot lately. And like the women in those movies, a high body count was like 20.
So there was one I watched recently
like
where it was like 5.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you've been with that many people, you're a whore.
Right.
And then you look at today's society, and it's like, oh, my body count is 4 digits long. Like,
yeah, there are some people there with thousands.
Yeah, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
I remember talking to, when we went to the Towson Church, I remember talking to one of the people there who was a convert, who in his, college age sowed his wild oats, and like he had been with like 30 some odd women, and we were just like, that's an insane number.
Yeah,
like that's an absolutely insane thing.
Couldn't comprehend. Well, one, we were never charming or handsome enough to obtain a number that high.
But yes, and like it's all this to say that, to your point, like an utter abandonment of self-control, an utter abandonment of even self-regulation. Like, just if it feels good, do it. But that is not only is it like
fleeting, I would say.
It's also self-destructive.
Yes.
It cheapens your whole, like, people hear things like self-control and self-discipline, and they think you're going to have a boring, like, puritanical life. Now, I can only speak anecdotally. I cannot speak universally, but I have a fairly self-controlled life. I have friends who don't. My life is objectively better, and I'm objectively happier.
Yes. Let's put it in the context of a Kurosawa film. Why can't I talk today?
Akira Kurosawa.
Thank you. Good grief, I'm having problems.
Yeah.
So we get...
Do you smell toast?
No.
Okay, good. We're all right.
No pain here.
Okay.
I'm doing all right. No blurry vision. We'll get our Ronin, right, traveling into the town, very disciplined.
Yes.
And this could be any one of the films.
Yeah.
And then we see what he walks into. A lot of scared people hiding inside, and then people that are just out of control, indulging in their pleasures,
outlaws,
whatever they may be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be in the sexual realm. This could be anything.
Also alcohol, also, whatever.
Whatever it may be. And
even gluttony to I mean... Yeah,
we can't talk.
We can't talk. But like, I wish I had better food self-control. But
yeah, for me, it's not volume. It's what I'm eating.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
anyway, I don't... neither here nor there. But you, as a human being, gravitate towards the person with that discipline, with that self-control. He does not indulge, and you see the value in it because his skill kind of outshines the others. Now, not everyone's going to be this amazing warrior per se, but there's just something about the way that the disciplined man conducts himself that is appealing. And I can tell you, when I am disciplined in whatever the topic may be, everything about my life is going in a better direction. I know a lot of people that do whatever feels good, and it is fleeting. It is not self-fulfilling, and requires additional things in your life that are bad for you to make up for how bad you are feeling about yourself, while denying that you're feeling bad about yourself. Because so it puts you in this, really, it's like this shame spiral.
What is it?
A doom loop.
the serpent that's eating its own tail. I forget the name of that.
Yeah,
but it's that. You are the only way to feed yourself is to consume yourself. You are without that self-control, that self-discipline. And while it is a spiritual gift, there are plenty of non-believing people who have stepped into good self-control in many other ways in life. It just happens to be better.
Yeah, now
involves.
Now, right now, where we are as believers in a society, it's tougher to do this because we're spoiled for choice in anything.
Yes.
In food, in entertainment, and then if you're looking for romance, you can find it in more than just a fellow human being. Now, there's so many weird things out there that are very damaging for the pop. You can have relationships with an artificial intelligence now.
Yeah,
like they made a movie about that like 10 years ago. As kind of like a hey, wake up, people! And now
let's not do this. Oh, we did it.
Yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
But just think about a simple thing. Back in the day, in the 90s, if you we're getting together with our friends. We want to watch a movie. We're going to the Blockbuster. We're picking out a movie, and that's what we're watching.
Yeah.
Fast forward to today. Hey, let's get together and watch a movie. Fire up Netflix or Prime or Hulu or whatever, and you're scrolling
here's
through.
your 10,000 choices.
Yeah, and so there's just so much, and yeah, so I understand being overwhelmed. There's a tidal wave of every kind of whether, and not all of them are necessarily bad, but there are a lot of temptations out there, and many outlets in which to indulge in those temptations. Food, there's like 4 different delivery services that will bring any food you want to your house.
Yep.
So you never have to do anything, and so that's the prevailing culture is that, and so hearing about this self-discipline and like what it just sent my mind, the hamster wheel just turning in there, really squeaking loudly about all the ways that I could be better in my self-control.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're probably gonna 100% identify like exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Exercise, when I was self-disciplined, I had more energy, I felt better, I looked better. In every way, this minor sacrifice of discipline paid dividends.
Yep. Sleep better,
everything.
Yep.
Like you have a better life if you discipline yourself to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a sine wave for how good I am at that one.
Yep.
There are
Yeah,
months
same.
where I kill it, and then there are months where it kills me.
Yeah.
An injury, illness, travel, things will set you back.
Yep.
And it's hard to reset into discipline. We talk about food, like I am great at intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm great,
Me too.
but then like sit me down in front of a TV, I'm going to eat a snack, and then before you know it, I'm like, crap. Like,
yeah.
Just enough to not lose weight and not gain weight, just enough to stay stay fat,
maintain
this level of fat.
Yeah, I've managed to do that for a good couple of years now, and
yeah. Now, if I applied the discipline of exercise, applied the discipline of at 7 p.m. I'm done eating until
11
the next day, or whatever, then I'd be doing better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we talked about this an episode or two ago. Reading scripture, reading scripture every day, my life is better.
Yep.
When I go a few days without, I notice.
Yep. Same.
Attending church.
That's something that I wrestled with for a long time, because we've had, maybe we'll go over it one day. Lots of positive and negative church experiences.
I've been talking a lot, actually, just with some people this week about the church we're attending now, how it just feels like coming up for fresh air after being underwater for years. It's like, that's what breathing is. I forgot.
Yeah, we just came back so we've been going for a couple of weeks, and so we're doing the Sunday service and also the Wednesday, because that's Bible study and then youth group for the kiddo.
While we are attending different churches, we have overlap.
Yeah.
Sundays and Wednesdays.
But we're coming back this most recent Wednesday as we film.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, to my wife and I, I'm like, I hope you guys like it here, because I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
I was introduced to some older gentlemen there afterwards, and just little conversations, but realizing how much of that was missing.
Yeah.
For older men of the faith that aren't your family.
Right.
And it's important to have that. It's important
to have people that can speak into your life without the baggage of being family members.
Yeah, so they're often, whether it's directly or tangentially related to your family, it's great to have an opinion outside of your family.
And there were people
to be objective with you. And
used to be who I would call.
Right.
When I needed an objective outsider who was an elder, but he has since gone to be with the Lord, and I'm like, there have been so many times where like, if only I could call him.
Yeah.
But now I have those men at my new church, and I'm like, they're a phone call away.
Yeah.
Or they're actually young enough that they will text.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know that he would have ever texted, but
yeah, I think I've got one for sure who's a phone call away, who I've talked to a couple of, but again, I've been there for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. I'm on 6-7 months now. So,
but some of these guys, I'm like, you just get a feeling sometimes.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember the one, Steve is the one guy that I've really connected with. I remember just at a Wednesday night thing, just hearing him pray for the first time, and I was just like, that's my dude.
Yeah.
Like just hearing how he prayed, I'm like, it's you.
So for me, for that dude, we prayed together on Wednesday, and it was so the Lord's Prayer. Mm-hmm. This could be a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But I noticed how he was praying mimic that pattern.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, this is...
Right, this is a person who's thoughtful, who's disciplined, who's...
Yeah. And it bring us right back to button it up on discipline. I would say, as a man, it spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I think discipline is something that's lacking in males.
It is a particularly masculine trait.
It is, and our culture is highly feminized. And it really discourages
you need
the
both.
masculine. You do need both.
And the two operating correctly together is a powerhouse.
Right.
But if you're all masculine or all feminine, it goes really bad.
Pear-shaped.
In different ways.
It really does. Yes.
And we're in a very feminized culture.
We are.
And it's not great.
It's not. Now, you can see some cultural changes happening,
right.
But these things take time. So I guess my advice, not that I'm qualified to give any, but if you're a man, and particularly a younger man watching, is to start thinking about discipline and thinking about things, whether good or bad,
right.
that you do not moderate.
Yeah.
And think about applying discipline, because I think it's just built into the male DNA to require it.
Yeah.
And you notice I'm not trying to say do this because it's going to make you feel good about yourself, but it genuinely will make you feel good about yourself.
It will pay dividends in more than just the thing itself. Like it will branch out.
Right. So you get your 2 a.m. Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You get that dopamine hit of eating something delicious.
Right.
And you get that temporary boost of feeling good about yourself, and then feeling very bad about yourself afterward. But when you have discipline and maybe you don't do that, maybe you're exercising and eating better and you notice, hey, my energy is improved. Mm-hmm. I feel healthier. I don't get winded going up the stairs. Maybe I'm shedding a couple of pounds.
Yeah.
You're going to feel better about yourself longer because of those things. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to get that instant hit, but you're going to have a better long-term reward for it. So it's what I am praying for and pursuing in my personal life is to now be more disciplined in areas that I have not been.
And to look at discipline as a positive.
Yes. This is not getting a spanking. This is not a timeout or getting your TV taken away from you.
This legitimately will help you.
Yes.
And it is good. There are difficulties, but it is good.
Yes. And arguably in life there ought to be difficulties because it helps us.
Yeah.
If you are a believer, it helps you understand our Savior more. He had a sinless life, but not an easy life.
No, arguably quite a tricky one.
Yes. And to better understand that experience, you have to go through all of these things. So yes, that's all I really wanted to say was
I
hone in on that discipline.
I think it's a great topic. I think discipline. I think one of the better social media accounts out there is Jocko when talking about discipline.
Yeah.
He tends to focus a lot on the exercise.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I love, if you've ever heard his good speech,
where
he talks about like, oh, this difficult thing just happened in my life. Good.
Yes.
Because now I get to overcome it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that attitude is so important, and that comes from discipline.
Yeah, and that's good because you're moving forward, you're plowing ahead versus letting the weight of all these things crush you, and then having to seek indulgences to make yourself feel better, and then you go on that spiral all over again.
Yep.
So, which way, modern man?
Right. Choose.
Yeah. That's all I've got.
That's all we've got.
We'll roll that up. And we've come to the end.
We have.
We've
done it.
Giving advice to the people.
Look at us, future elders.
We're so wise.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, I will be elder in the sense that I'll be older than people.
I mean, at this point, we're both fathers, but we're getting to the point in life where there could be people in their teens and 20s that come to us for advice. You never know.
It's a scary thought. It's a very scary thought.
We seem young to me, but we're old.
Yeah, you want to know how to get a victory royale in Fortnite? I'll tell you, because I'm still a child.
Hide in that bush.
Right.
But yeah, so we appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another installment.
Buttons below.
Playing the thing that gives me a dopamine hit.
Yeah. I know it would be work, but I wonder if we shouldn't get the comment to change.
It's not that much work.
Okay.
It's actually way less work than you think because of how I built it.
Oh.
It's probably 2 minutes of work.
Interesting.
Because of how I set that up.
Interesting.
Not intentionally. Accidentally made it easy for me to do that.
Because of your discipline in
my discipline.
Building things for a purpose.
Indeed.
Huh.
How about them apples?
How about that?
I got a number.
All right, folks. Yeah, so the things, the buttons.
Do the stuff. I'm going to work on getting a second channel set up soon.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to do clip-driven to try to drive people to the main channel. Just trying to figure out how this stupid YouTube thing works.
Yeah, it's harder for a creator to get started now because the barrier to monetization is much steeper.
Yeah.
It used to just happen for people,
Yeah.
and now you have to actually. I get it. You want to weed out all the content farming. All the AI stuff too that they're trying to.
We're gonna as we enter into season 3.5, we'll be.
If we even are doing,
I don't know.
Seasons.
I mean, I'm still calling this season 3 because it's format 3.
Okay, it's format 3, but
format 3.5.
I think I think we nailed the format. Now we just have to
we have to figure out how to make it, how to drive an audience
discipline
without paying for ads.
Discipline.
Yep.